The man drove a $2.5 million luxury car, but deliberately changed into cloth shoes, pretending to be a farm worker when he returned to the village, because deep down, he never stopped thinking about the woman he once loved but missed. Just as he reached the village entrance, he saw her, the woman he had dreamed of for 30 years, but now she was cursed in the villagers' eyes, blamed for the deaths of 3 husbands, and treated as an outcast. He wanted to approach her, but slipped in the mud and fell, his body covered in dirt. He didn't care. He quickly chased after her. At that moment, she was being forced to marry her foolish brother-in-law. Even her own brother coldly agreed. With tears in her eyes, she begged her brother to spare her, but no one listened. Just then, the man rushed into the ancestral hall. The woman clutched his leg tightly, trembling as she asked if he would marry her. Without hesitation, he pulled her up, dyed a piece of white cloth red, knelt on one knee, and swore to marry her for life. Only then did she recognize him, her first love from 30 years ago. The villagers saw his muddy clothes, and mocked him as a beggar. But what they didn't know was that he was actually the president of the Chen Group, suffering from a serious illness, unsure when he might never wake again. After entrusting the company to his son, he returned to the countryside to find the love he had missed all his life, and told his son to renovate the old house humbly. Yet at this moment, the villagers sneered, saying once he married her, he could prepare his coffin next. Even her brother ridiculed her, claiming she had married a poor man, and swore to sever family ties. The village chief demanded her family host the banquet. She froze in panic, her house long seized by her in-laws. The man declared firmly, since she was now his wife, they would host the banquet at his home. Soon after, his assistant came with a contract, confused why he wanted to build a resort in this rundown village, but only the man knew the truth. He feared the innocent woman wouldn't accept his money, so he planned to give it to her as relocation compensation. The assistant was stunned to find the man used an expensive belt to hang clothes, luxury goods to wipe tables, and even poured premium liquor into plastic bottles. When the woman saw him working hard, she wiped the rag herself, and suddenly noticed it felt like silk, but he brushed it off, saying it was just from a street stall, so she let go of her doubts. Later the villagers arrived at his home, immediately nitpicking and mocking him. The woman quickly defended him, saying the two of them had been working since morning, and asked for their understanding. But the greedy villagers ignored her, even demanding she repay her ex-husband's debts. Her former in-laws spread rumors, claiming he had planted a bomb in the toilet, causing everyone to be soaked. He explained patiently that it was a smart toilet, but no one believed him. Instead they surrounded him demanding money. Helpless, he pulled out a check to give them, but the ignorant villagers tore it to pieces, thinking it was just a worthless notebook. The endless humiliation triggered his illness, and he collapsed unconscious. The villagers paled with fear, but once again blamed the woman, calling her cursed for killing another husband. At the funeral, she sold her ancestral jade pendant, just to buy him a fine coffin to atone. But a mob barged in, ordering her to remove the coffin immediately, because the company president was coming. They even threatened to splash dog's blood to drive away evil. The woman stood firmly in